you can get started on today to improve your surfing and your time in the water. Is it all up here? Can you calm it down? Can you paddle and breathe without work? Some shin box hip rotations. Surfing, it brings us peace of mind, calm, enjoyment, relaxation, spiritual elevation. Whatever surfing does for you, it's an integral part of your life. So what are you doing on a daily basis to make sure you can stay in the water, surf pain-free, with endurance? All the good things to enjoy your time in the ocean. I'm going to give you a list of things to do today, but you need to first understand this skill pyramid, right? At the top of that sits your skill. You get that from time in the ocean. Get it from good coaching, video analysis, practice, practice, practice. But all that sits upon a foundation of health, because health equals surfing. The body is the vehicle through which you surf, and a good surfboard or two. But you need to be able to move well. Does your body function? Because if you can't, you're impeding your skill. Do your hips move? Does your spine move? Can you breathe well? These are things we're going to get into today. 5 tips that you can immediately employ. We're going to start with breathing because it leads into everything else. Think of a lot of this. That's painful to even do. So breathing leads into awareness, leads into performance breath protocols, leads into hold down protocols, but we've got to start with the basics because we see a lot of neck problems and shoulder problems and inefficient breathing. That doesn't jive well with your surfing. So where do we generally start? Learn how to breathe without doing this. We call this crocodile breathing. This is simple. This can lead into meditation. This awareness can lead into Wim Hof protocols. All that stuff is dealt with in detail in the Ocean Sports Performance Program. You got to start with lay on your belly. Boom. Get chill. Wiggle into some comfort. And we call this crocodile breathing because I want you to feel your stomach expanding and feel your back expanding. Simple. If you were to have a hand on my low back, easy in and out. And then start slowing down the breath rate. We're getting you to breathe with your diaphragm instead of all these neck muscles. This can lead into slow box breathing where you're doing 5 to 10 second inhale, 5 to 10 second pause, 5 to 10 second exhale, 5 to 10 second pause. That start leading into CO2 retention, apnea breathing. Again, all this is in the OSP program, but take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, put in some chill music and do some crocodile breathing. And then be aware of how to breathe without the neck. And the next time you're paddling and recovering, check in with your breath. Is it all up here? Can you calm it down? Can you paddle and breathe without extra neck tension? This will have huge influence on your paddling and recovery, and it will lead into all the other breath protocols. 5 to 10 minutes, chill out, relax, learn to breathe with some crocodile breathing. Hip joints that can move. I don't know why I'm doing this for hip joints, but you get the idea. Grommet-esque little hip joints. Surfing is compression, extension, and rotation. All the joints in the body need to be able to contribute. If there's a restriction at the hip joint or another joint, it makes everything wonky, right? And hip pain isn't good for surfing. We sit too much, muscles tighten up. We're going to undo this. Now this can require long-term effort. Again, in the OSP program, there's months of stretching protocols, but an easy stretch that we use often is a shin box. I'm going to have to kind of give you a groin shot for a minute. Set your heels up wider than your hips, okay? So you're not going full groin shot. I'll turn to the side. Let's open the chest up, right? So don't just turn the hands back, open the shoulders up. See how that open the chest up, right? We're here too much, stiff hips, open up. And this is often referred to as a shin box. You just kind of rotate over to this 90-90 position. You might not be able to be there, okay? Your shin box at first might just be here. But changing the body, influencing joint flexibility, joint range of motion takes time. And you just work on some shin box hip rotations. Really, we're starting to move the spine, we're starting to open the shoulder. You can even start to add in full rotation. Some shin box protocols because your hips need to move so you can surf. learn to squat really well, because that whole surf position is this combination of a squat, a bend, and a lunge, and it's this constant movement in and out of that. So in the gym, we get strong, mobile joints so that we can do the skill in the water. You can learn how to bodyweight squat, right? But where does that then take us? Into loaded front squats. For most men, we're front squatting 30, 40 kilos. You can do a kettlebell goblet squat. Squat press out, right? This leads into more dynamic movements, and then we start leading into hops, and then eventually leading into kind of lateral work. But it needs to first start with the basic learning how to control, squat, good alignment, good range of motion. I'm coming off a broken ankle, 8 weeks out from a broken ankle, and can still start working on this stuff. So you need to learn how to be tight, controlled, and then we start getting more dynamic. OSP members have a full squat tutorial, 10-minute video going over details of the squat, whether it's right for you. At home, start working on your squat patterns and then get more dynamic. You're only as young as your spine is healthy, so let's get your spine moving. Again, modern life throws us here all the time, and surfing is the total opposite of that. When we get locked here, we can't rotate. Surfing is rotation, right? Shifting rail to rail on a wave face, it starts with full upper body rotation into the pelvis. That sets you on the rail. That's full kind of Pete Mendia power carve turns. So we need to be able to rotate. Take tennis balls. If you need to, regress this to a yoga mat. If you've got spine issues, ask your health practitioner about this. Thoracic spine. If you put your hand at your neck, it starts at the base. If you put your hand in your low back, it starts at the top. Everything between there is roughly your thoracic spine. The thoracic spine will sit in between the two tennis balls. And you just start to do some rocking back and forth. And we're just starting to get some range of motion and extension back into that thoracic spine. We're rocking there just a little. I'll scoot up to the next segment. Little bits of rocking. Again, if these tennis balls are way too much, use a yoga mat. Because again, the movement of your body, the ability to move, the health of all your systems lets you do what you want to in the water. So maybe spend 5 or 10 minutes working on this. We can start going into reaches overhead, one arm reaches. You're going to find your little tight spots. It's massaging out all those erector spinae muscles, all the muscles running up and down the body, and getting little bits of joint play into that spine. Maybe you do 5 or 10 minutes of this, some of the hip movements, and then you work on box breathing in a crocodile breath position. So you'd work on that entire thoracic spine, not into the neck, not into the low back. Again, this is the tip of the iceberg, because we need to start then working on to rotational stretches, all within the OSP program. You can check it out for $1. So even with just that, my spine can move a bit freer. This stuff can happen daily. You get home from work, get onto some tennis balls, start getting that spine mobile. Tip number 5, this is simple and will do wonders, right? The other 4, getting the body capable of moving, because surfing is 3-dimensionally dynamic. Once you can't move 3-dimensionally and dynamically, your surf capability starts to shrink and shrivel. No good. So number 5, get video analysis. First time I got technique coaching was ego crushing, and it was the quickest thing to elevate my skills, right? Get rid of the ego. Find a really good technique coach, get yourself on film, shatter your hopes of being a pro, and figure out what you're doing wrong so you can get it to the next level. Right? Is to make sure your body is fundamentally capable to do what a human being is designed to do. Surfing is flexion, extension, compression, rotation, speed, cognitive ability, mental processing, decision-making, breathing. So everything your body is bringing to the ocean time is what you're capable of doing. So get yourself a technique coach, right? It will do wonders. Break down the ego. Check out the Ocean Sports Performance Program. Start using some of these tips today. This is the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you can do with your training, your mental awareness, your breathing, your recovery, your flexibility, healing from injuries. Get to it. Improve your surfing, improve your body, improve your health. They are all interrelated. I hope you enjoy the OSP program.